welcome back to the second episode of Best Friend to Lover. I hope you love it. You said you love me in the pub, so it's my answer. I love you too. Taehyung said loudly this time without stuttering. His eyes were sincere. Jungkook couldn't ask for more. His eyes were glittering with tears and his lips separated in a wide happy smile as he hugged the letter tightly. I love you so much, so much, he replied, and trailed a train of butterfly kisses on the latter's cheeks, to nose, to both eyes, and lastly to his forehead. Taehyung giggled at the butterfly's kisses. They left completely after their confession. They both held it in for so long that it felt like heaven to each other, have each other in different way. The way they could say they both belongs to each other. They hugged each other tightly. They snuggled close to his chest, and soon they both followed each other to their blissful dreamland. It's been 1 month since Jungkook and Taehyung were in a relationship. Their life was going blissfully. Their families knew about their friendship, and now they are thinking about telling them about their actual relationship. But it's not gonna be hard cause they both never encountered any relationship with a guy, so they thought that they would tell their families next Saturday because it's also their 1 month anniversary. Saturday came by in a blink and they were sitting on the dining table for a family lunch with both families. They both were nervous and holding hands under the table to support each other with some moral support. Others were chatting because they met each other after quite a long time. I'm so happy to spend time with you all. I really missed it. A family gathering, Jungkook's mom said with an excited tone. Yeah, it's been 4 to 5 months, right? Taehyung's mom asked. Yeah, Jungkook's mom confirmed. That's when her eyes landed on the youngest. Why are you both sitting like a statue? Jungkook's mom asked. They both were panicking inside because of the unknown outcome. They didn't know how their families would react. Taehyung was trying to say something, but nothing came out of his mouth. Jungkook sensed it and cleared his throat. Then looked at his parents. They all were looking at them. He took a deep breath and said, Mom, Dad, Uncle, Auntie, we want to say something, Jungkook said as Taehyung tightened the grip on their interview hand. Okay, what it is? What it is? You know, you can tell us anything, right? Taehyung's father asked impatiently. At that question, they both nodded. It's time for Taehyung to speak. It's just that we are in relationship, he said in a one sentence and shut his eyes closed tightly. What? Jungkook's dad asked confusedly. Dad, we wanted to tell you guys that me and Taehyung, we are in relationship. Not like friends, but like friends. Jungkook said as their parents. They seemed a bit shocked. Then they heard a clenched. They both turned their head to see both moms were silently laughing. I knew it, I told you, Taehyung's mom said to Jungkook's mom, and then they saw their fathers were also smiling. They both were confused. They looked at each other and then at their parents confusedly. Okay, don't look like us like that. We knew it. We were just waiting for you both to tell us, Jungkook's mom said. Huh? How? Taehyung asked. First, you both were always on your phones. Second, Taehyung, I never saw you coming home this late. Always you were always at home by 6 p.m. But the previous month you always came home at 8 p.m. or even after 8. It's obvious the one who would drop you home was one and only Jungkook, and most important, your eyes. Anyone can see, looking in your eyes, that you both are in love with each other. How could we not? No, thanks, mother stated. Taehyung looked down. His cheeks were indented in red. Oh, so someone is blushing now? Jungkook's dad teased, and others laughed while Taehyung looked at Jungkook, who was looking at him also, smiling at him. To be, he says. On the other side, Jungkook was digesting everything that he just heard. He never knew they were that obvious. He heard a sigh and mumble, so we were panicking over nothing. But they all heard and laughed again. It's great to have understanding parents. In that case, they both were pleased. They all finished their lunch, spent the rest of the day together. Jungkook and Taehyung were over the cloud. They never let go of each other's hand. When Taehyung's family were about to leave, Jungkook went to Taehyung's dad and asked, Uncle, can they stay here for tonight, please? Taehyung pleaded, but Taehyung's father agreed anyways. Then Taehyung's parents left. Jungkook's parents also went to their room to prepare for sleep. And Jungkook took Taehyung to his room. They both bathed one by one and lay on the bed, both facing the ceiling. Hands intertwined. I can't believe they all knew all along, Jungkook exclaimed in disbelief. Taehyung turned to face Jungkook and giggled as he said, yeah, they were just waiting for us to spill the tea. Jungkook lunged. Yeah, but I'm glad they accepted us, Jungkook said, looking at Taehyung tenderly. Taehyung felt his heart echo-full in a warm embarrass as he smiled back at Jungkook and struggled closer to Jungkook, and Jungkook held him tightly in embarrass. Now there is nothing to worry about, he said as he caressed the little she kissed his forehead. Taehyung just closed his eyes and hummed in agreement. You know, right now I'm on cloud 9, he said again in a whisper tone as he ran his thumb on Taehyung's bottom lips. The minute Taehyung parted his lips, he continued to run his thumb now on his upper lips too. Taehyung just closed his eyes, feeling Jungkook's gentle yet a little rough touch on his lips, breathing heavily. Jungkook looked up from his lips to his eyes. They were closed. He knew what he wanted at that moment. He knew what Taehyung wanted at that moment. He looked at Taehyung's face again, eyes closed, lip parted, waiting for to be claimed by him. Cheeks were tinted in a pink shade. He looked heavenly beautiful, so he did as his instinct told him to do. He slowly moved closer to Taehyung, lacing the space between them as he claimed the little pulpy lips. The kiss was meant to be soft and sweet, but their intentions were totally opposite. He kissed the letter roughly, adoring his soft lips. Taehyung reciprocated with the same intensity. Jungkook's right hand was roaming all over Taehyung's back and chest. Taehyung's hands were tucked on Jungkook's neck, pulling him even more to deepen their heated kiss. Taehyung was waiting for a long time to be claimed by Jungkook. He was waiting for Jungkook's touch, for the moment they kissed in that pub's restroom. Jungkook told him that they can take their relationship slow because there is no rush. And so they did, but still he wants Jungkook all to himself. There is still some girls in their uni who approach Jungkook, but Jungkook rejects them, saying, "I am sorry, but I am already in a loving relationship." And with that, Taehyung felt a huge wave of happiness that no one could claim his Jungkook but only him, and he was glad that Jungkook was his and he is Jungkook's and only his, and that's what matters to him. His Jungkook matters to him the most. The love, they love that attention they were getting from their parents, and most importantly, Taehyung loved the attention he was getting from Jungkook, the love of his life. He loved how Jungkook spoiled him. He loved how Jungkook took care of him. He loved being a baby whenever he was with him. He loved how Jungkook pampered him. He loved the way he felt treasured, like he is the most precious thing in the whole universe. He loved the warmth, soft touches that Jungkook offers. He loved the warmth of those arms of Jungkook. He loved the way Jungkook looked at him, and he is pleased with this man to be his. He loved the tingling sensation whenever Jungkook touches his ear. He loved the way he felt like some delicious thing when Jungkook took him in his arm, which was with so much care and love. He loved the feeling that Jungkook called him his, and he loved the feeling that Jungkook was also his. It's been 2 years. Taekook were together. They have been living in their dreams with the person they love for from the time when they came to know what love is. It's not like they never had arguments. Arguments, quarrels, and baking were normal things that every relationship has to go through to make their understanding, trust, love even more deep. But the thing with Taekook, they never went to bed at night without solving their problem. They both have flaws, and they were willing to try to solve it because they both love each other so much that they couldn't endure a day without taking their with their other half. They both already graduated. Jungkook was learning everything about business from his father and also joined his father's company to learn more because he was the CEO. And as Taehyung was interested in photography, he first worked independently, then he practiced in a competition that was held by a well-established company to find some unique style photographers, and Taehyung was the second runner-up in the competition. So the company hired the three winners on three different posts based on their rank and ability. The first runner-up was Kim Seok-jin, who already has experience and worked with some models. He was engaged with the love of his life, Namjoon. Second was Taehyung. He wasn't that experienced, but his photography style was most unique among all of three winners. Last but not the least, third runner-up was Jungkook. He was experienced, but nobody hired him until then. He was already married to his loved one, Ryan and the three got their respective jobs. They all went along with each other and three made a good friendship that the whole office admired. On the other side, Yoongi and Jimin was married 6 months ago, but their honeymoon period still was still going on, and both Taekook were literally fed up with their lovey-dovey antics, but they aren't any less from them. It's their second year anniversary. Jungkook was avoiding Taehyung the whole day. Taehyung was sad because Jungkook was avoiding him. They even got into an argument last night because Taehyung wanted Jungkook to take the next day off, but Jungkook reasoned that there would be an important meeting that he had to attend. But Taehyung didn't say why he wanted Jungkook to take the day off, because he wanted to know if Jungkook remembered it or not. They didn't know what he did wrong to be avoided, but to his surprise, Jungkook didn't mention anything related to their anniversary, even though he got up early, made breakfast for Tae and went to his office. While Tae was half asleep, Tae was hurt that Jungkook didn't remember their anniversary, or so he thought. It was Friday, so Tae had to go to the company studio to do his painting work. So he got up, did his morning routines, made some coffee for himself to make his mind refresh, but that didn't work, and then went to work. He was working on his desk, but his mind was wandering in places. Why didn't Jungkook remember the anniversary? Why didn't Jungkook even wish him a happy anniversary? Is he bored now? Did he find someone else? All these thoughts were clouded on his mind. Jin noticed that Taehyung wasn't paying attention to his work. He went to Taehyung and shut his laptop, but Taehyung still was in his thoughts. Jin put his hand on Taehyung's shoulder and shook him a little bit to wake him up from his thoughts. Taehyung. Huh? What's wrong, Tae? From the moment you came to office, you were absent-minded. What happened? Jin asked worriedly. It's nothing, Young. You don't need to lie to me. You can share with me anything, anytime. You know that, right, Taehyung? Taehyung just nodded. Then tell me what's wrong. Did you fight with your boyfriend? Yeah, we had an argument last night, but that's not the thing. Taehyung said in a small voice because now he was about to cry. Then what it is? Today is our second anniversary, Hyung, and he didn't remember it at all. I asked him to take the day off, but he said he has a meeting. I can understand that, but this morning he woke up early and went to office. He didn't wish me a happy anniversary. He didn't even wish me good morning. Thanks said in one go and started to sob. Jane was comforting him by rubbing his back and said, "It's fine, he must have forgotten the date." No, it's impossible. Even if I forget a single anniversary date, he would never forget any of our anniversary dates. Taehyung replied confidently. Jenny smiled and said, "See, you are confident in him and everything will be fine. Just talk to him straightforwardly." When he will came back home from office, Taehyung nodded again and started his work with the mental note that everything will be just fine. It was 6 in the evening. His all pending works were done. He went out from the office and was about to book a cab when he saw a car stopped right in front of him. The driver came out of car and said, "Mr. Kim." Yes, how may I help you?" Sir, Mr. Jian, Jungkook sent me to pick you up from your office. Taehyung was confused. Okay, but what's the reason? Is mom and dad okay? Everyone is fine, sir. He told me to take you to the address he gave me. Please get in, sir. Hold on a minute. Let me call him. Taehyung called Jungkook, but the call directed to the voicemail. After third attempt, he got a message. Just get in the car, baby. No need to worry. Hurry up, Jungkook. He didn't say anything and got in the car. The driver turned the key and drove off. After 1 hour ride, the car finally stopped and he got another message. Good boy. Now close your eyes and wait in the car. Jungkook did as he was told. After some minutes, someone opened the back door where Tae was sitting and held his hand. He could tell it was Jungkook. Taehyung would recognize him by his touch or the smell of his beloved's perfume, which he gave Jungkook as a gift on his birthday. He smelled in relief that maybe Jungkook did plan something, maybe for their anniversary. Come, Jungkook guided him to somewhere carefully, and after some time they stopped. They could feel the breezing wind of the sea that was blowing. Jungkook was standing behind him. His hand was on Taehyung's waist. Ready? Taehyung only nodded. Okay, so open. Jungkook said in his ear. Taehyung could feel the tingling sensation in his stomach, like thousands of butterflies were wandering there. Jungkook's deep voice still has that effect on him. The fact that was his small ears were one of the sensitive parts of his body that weren't helping. He opened his eyes and was mesmerized by what he saw before his eyes. There was a beach house. All houses were a bit far from another. There is a table full of his favorite foods. The place was decorated with different colors of candles. There is different type of flowers. The sun was already set and now there is a full moon showing right above the sea. He couldn't help but to tear up where he thought that Jungkook forget their anniversary, but in fact he was busy preparing everything only to surprise him. Baby, I'm really sorry. I had to lie to you that I have a meeting. I didn't have any. I lied because I had to prepare the surprise. Please don't be mad, please. Jungkook said as he put his chin on Taehyung's shoulder. Why did you leave so early then? Taehyung asked. Actually, I wasn't able to sleep last night because I was so damn excited for today. So I woke up early to prepare breakfast for you and left so I can prepare all this in time. Jungkook answered. Taehyung didn't know what to say to feel so stupid. He thought Jungkook would forget their anniversary and here he was surprising dinner date. Jungkook turned him and faced him. Baby, why are you crying? No response. Taehyung was looking down while pinching his fingers. Baby, look at me, please. Jungkook pleaded as he wiped the little cheeks. Taehyung hiccuped and said, I thought you forget our anniversary. I thought you didn't love me anymore. Stupid. How could I stop loving that person who teach me the meaning of love, the meaning of what it feels like to be wanted by a special someone, and many more. So stop thinking about all that, okay? I will never stop loving you, not even after I become a ghost. Jungkook said as he raised his hand and pretended to be a ghost, and that entered uh, earned a giggle from his lover. After they both calmed down from their emotional state, they settled down on the dining chair and their romantic candlelight dinner. They ate and chatted about how their whole day went. After their dinner, Jungkook took them to a select secluded place where the lights were dim and there was slow yet romantic music playing in the background. They started to sway in the music. It's one of the favorite songs of both of them, Slow Dancing by pt-2. As the song hit the last note, Jungkook loosened his hold around Taehyung and pulled something out from his pocket and went down on his knees while singing the last line, slow dancing until the morning. As the song ended, he held Taehyung's both hands and said, when I met you, I knew I would meet my match. It was only a matter of time until we arrived at the moment. We both were idiots to hold back because we both didn't know that we felt the same about each other. Having you by my side is complete me, Taehyung. I love you so much that I know my life will never be completed without you beside me to share it. So, will you do me a honor and keep completing me for the rest of my lives? Jungkook said, bringing his big tears, and Taehyung was already a sobbing mess. Mr. Kim Taehyung, will you marry me? Finally, he asked. Taehyung felt like everything stopped. He felt like everything was moving in a slow motion as he shared those dark brown crescent eyes which held the whole world. He knelt in front of Jungkook, cupped his and smashed his lips on Jungkook. The kiss was soft and sweet, full of admiration, adoration, emotion, affection, respect, love. As they pulled back away from the kiss, they let their forehead rest each other, eyes closed, as they both were just feeling each other's breathing, all the emotions. After a few minutes, Taehyung broke the silence. Yes, I will do the honor and keep both of us complete for the rest of our lives. Yes, I will marry you, Mr. Jungkook, he said before he titled his head and gave a soft peek on Jungkook's on her, not his husband-to-be's lips. With that being said, Jungkook slid his ring into Taehyung's ring finger and kissed it. There were two rings, so Taehyung also put the second ring on Jungkook's ring finger and intertwined their hands. After the proposal, Jungkook took Taehyung for a walk before they went to their room. They both were sitting on a bench by the sea under a shade. Taehyung's head was on Jungkook's shoulder as he played with his hand and Jungkook's figure and said, it still feels like a dream. As he looked up at Jungkook, do you want me to make it more memorable? Jungkook asked. Huh? How? Taehyung asked innocently, not knowing what was in the other's mind. Jungkook smiled as he leaned closer to the latter's ear and said in deep yet low voice, by doing something more than holding hands, as he put his right hand on the side of Taehyung's neck and started to kiss him from his ear to jaw to his neck, and with every kiss Taehyung could feel himself getting more hot. He closed his eyes to the touch of Jungkook's lips on his neck, kissing it hardly, then marking it, then patting bit his lips to soothe the pain. They clenched the shirt on Jungkook's chest as a cry left his lips. Jungkook pulled away and looked at the little hooded eyes, needy eyes, and which were begging for him to keep going. We should head back to our room before we do something that we shouldn't do here, he said with heavy breathing, and Taehyung was blushing intensely as he carried Taehyung in a bridal style into to their beach villa. After they reached the room, he put Taehyung on the bed and locked the door. While going back to the bed, he started to unbutton his shirt. After taking off his shirt, he got on top of Taehyung and started to kiss him passionately, and Taehyung reciprocated with the same passion while caressing the latter's back and bringing Jungkook closer. Then, before Jungkook started to roam his hand on Taehyung's chest, he took off Taehyung's shirt while trailing wet kisses all over his chest as he took off all the other clothes they were in. Taehyung was also busy admiring the scene that was on top of him, the glory in both clothes. Jungkook already started to leave wet kisses from Taehyung's neck to chest to soft tummy while leaving some mark. Taehyung cried in pleasure. Taehyung, baby. Jungkook called him in a husky voice. Taehyung could barely answer because of those hotness he was feeling. Stop me if it's getting too much for you, okay? Taehyung could only nod at the request. He didn't want Jungkook to stop. He wanted it as much as Jungkook wanted it. They both were taking things slow as they never crossed the line. Of course, they kissed each other numerous times. They would touch each other here and there physically, but never did the deed. After a while of kissing almost every inch of Taehyung's skin, he dragged his hand down Taehyung's. By then, Taehyung was crying mess under him. I am ready. He couldn't hold it back. The cry. After Jungkook was satisfied enough, he wouldn't hurt Taehyung. He was all set to do. And the latter cried loudly. You okay, baby? Jungkook asked worriedly for his husband. Even for his love, even if he was making love to Taehyung, still he is gentle with him. And as an answer, Taehyung could only cry and whimper. It was getting too much, but he was happy. Now, how could he not? As time went, their cries were getting louder. The room is filled with their happy breaths, cries, kiss, and more. They both made love to each other for the whole night. They both were making love to the person they loved for a long time, claiming each other, marking each other to let the world know that they belong to each other. By the time they finished their activity, it's already drawn, both drained to so much energy and were sleepy. I love you so freaking much, baby, Jungkook said quietly as he kissed Taehyung's forehead and lied beside Taehyung, arm wrapped around his baby protectively. I love you so much too, Bo, and got a sweet reply before both of them drifted off to sleep. It was both of their first time, and it was indeed memorable for both of them with the little soon to be husband. They plan to leave a baby before they are married, and their family supported them fully. Taekook was brought into their life through surrogacy, and after she was born, before both of their lives changed for the best. They were a little happy family, and their lovely princess. Her skin tone was like Jungkook, while her nose was like Taehyung. Her eyes was like Jungkook, while her lips was like Taehyung. Pulpy and pinkish shape of love. She was totally mixture of both of her fathers. She loved to cuddle with her papa and loved to listen to her daddy's lullaby before sleeping. It's her daily routine cuddling with Papa while listening to Daddy's lullaby. After a whole 1 year of planning their special day, it finally came. Yes, it's their wedding day. They both planned their dream wedding thoroughly and slowly, so no nothing would be missed. They both wanted a small wedding with not too many people and all, with only their close friends and families. So to start their special day, Taehyung woke up first, made breakfast, and took a bath before waking up his lazy husband to be. Jungkook wake up. We have to be there at before 12. Taehyung tried to wake Jungkook up, but instead of waking up, he wrapped his arm around Taehyung's waist and brushed his face on his lap. Come on, you big baby, wake up. We didn't have want to be late at our own wedding, do you? Taehyung asked softly, caressing his soft brown hair. Jungkook turned to face Taehyung and looked at him with so much affection and love for the person in front of him. I can't believe it's already our special day, Jungkook exclaimed. He was the most excited person for their wedding, and it was already the day of his dream come true. I have been waiting for this day for so long, and finally today you will be mine. Legally too. Taehyung smiled widely at him. He knew how much Jungkook had anticipated for this day. He knew just how much Jungkook was possessive over him. He wanted every living thing on earth to know that Taehyung belongs to him and only him. After their short in sweet conversation, they both got up. Jungkook went to bathroom and did his daily routine, while Taehyung went to wake up their princess to readied her. When Taehyung stepped closer to and cradled, Taekook was already up, playing with her toys. When she saw her papa, she started to bubbling with her baby language while making grabby hands for Taehyung to take her in his arms, and he did just that. Good morning, baby, Taehyung said, and kissed her cheeks, making her giggle. Dada, she exclaimed happily with his baby language. I know, baby, you are excited for Daddy and Papa's wedding, Taehyung said as Taekook cupped his cheeks with her tiny little hands and blocked her nose on with his and started to giggle. And Taehyung, being a lovely papa, nuzzled his nose more, making the little girl a giggle mess. All the while, Jungkook was standing at the doorway, hands crossed over his chest, witnessing this angelic moment, which made his heart fill with warm happiness. As Taehyung was talking with Taekook, he came from behind and hugged him from behind and rested his chin on his shoulder, giving kiss on his cheek and on top of Taekook's nose. They both got ready in casual clothes, then went to the location their families would be already there so they don't have to worry about their gates. After reaching the location, they both got separated by their moms because they had to be ready in their wedding attire. Taekook was in his papa. She has her own dress and matched with her father's. The venue was simple yet breathtaking. They both chosen a garden wedding theme. There is a big tree in the middle of the beautiful garden. Under the tree, there was a place for the grooms to tie their knots together. In front of the tree, there was chairs for the guests to sit. The tree and chairs were decorated with flowers. There was no ready-made carpet, but there was path decorated with white flowers as well. That path would be leading the groom to the tree. The guests were seated waiting for the groom to come. Taehyung was ready with his dark blue tuxedo with the abrasion on his chest, with heavy hair fell perfectly on his forehead. The tinted pink lip balm were making his face pretty more gorgeous, whereas Jungkook was also ready with same dark blue text. His hairstyle with same couple brushing on his chest, pinned on his suit, his perfect muscles fitted the suit perfectly. The princess was also ready with her dark blue gown, which made her look. Her hair wasn't that long, but it's perfectly done in a ponytail and made her look more cute. Taekook style stayed with her granny and grandma. Two families were seated in front of row. Jungkook was already standing spot under the tree. There was soft music playing in the background to make the wedding more surreal. Taehyung's time said Mrs. Kim. She took the responsibility to take Taehyung to the SL. Oh, okay, let's go. Don't be nervous. Just enjoy the beautiful feeling. Soon after they went outside, Taehyung was nervous, but he was more than happy for this day. As he started to walk through the flower path, he looked around. Their families, friends, everyone was looking at him with a smiling face. Then he looked at the man that was already standing in front of them. How could someone look more handsome after all these years? He doesn't know. Jungkook was looking at him with sparkling eyes. It's clear as day that he was beyond happy. As Taehyung was walking to Jungkook, look at him from head to head. So beautiful, he thought. It is even possible to fall in love with someone more. Taehyung looked like a fallen angel. Hair fell on his forehead. Perfectly, cheeks were red from all those stars. Lips formed in a small yet breathtaking smile. With big doughy eyes, they were looking at him like he is the whole world. They both actually were each other's whole world with their princess. He took his hand forward and Taehyung took his hand, and they both turned to the priest. We are gathering here today before friends, family, and all of us got to witness the whole memory of the Jungkook and Taehyung. We thank Lord for all the blessings that brought us here today and those that brought Taehyung together. Jungkook and Taehyung together to make this day possible. I would like to read the section 13 from that offers a beautiful reminder of what it means to love. Love is patience and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, loves never ends. And now I ask the both grooms to stand facing each other with their hands intertwined. Mr. Jungkook, do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and respect Mr. Kim Taehyung above all others from the day forward until your very last day on earth? They already intertwined their hands. Jungkook looked at him with glassy eyes and said, I, Jihan Jungkook, promise to love, honor, cherish, and respect you above all others from this day forward, even after I took my last breath. Taehyung was already having a hard time holding on, his tears and rolling down. And now Mr. Kim Taehyung, do promise to love, honor, cherish, and respect Mr. Jungkook above all others from this day forward until your last day on earth. Taehyung tightened his hold on Jungkook's hand and said, I, Kim Taehyung, promise to love, honor, cherish, and respect from you above all others from this day forward, even in afterlife. With that, both their tears started to roll down from their cheeks. May I have the ring, please? The priest asked. The rings were brought by their little princess. She was in her little granny's arm holding the ring. These rings represent love, pure and simple. The love God has for all creatures, great and small, and the love you, Jungkook and Taehyung, have for one another. When you place that ring on your partner's finger, know that you giving not just the gift of a ring, but also the gift of love your Creator has filled you with. And please repeat after me. I give you this ring as token of my true and pure love for you. With this, I give you the heart and my soul. They are yours forever. They both repeated the line of bow and placed the ring on each other's left ring finger. Now, by the power vested in me by the universe, life, church, and the government, I pronounce you married. You may now kiss. And finally, they are married. Jungkook pulled Taehyung by his waist before pressing his lips on Taehyung's soft one. They were looking more tempting because of the lip balm. After a small yet fascinating kiss, they both pulled apart. Clapping and cheering filled the garden. On the other side, Taekook started to cry because he saw his Papa and Daddy cry. Jungkook's mom didn't know what happened to Jungkook, took her from his mom, and Taehyung started to rub her back softly. They knew why she was crying. All of a sudden, she looked at them with tearful eyes. Don't cry, my baby. Don't cry, baby. Papa and Daddy is fine. Papa and Daddy were just happy that they started crying. Don't cry, my princess. Taehyung coaxed her while Jungkook wiped her cheeks. And Taekook started to keep. Taehyung took her from Jungkook and gave her a warm hug, and Taekook tucked her head on his neck. She always calmed down. With that, after she calmed down, she immediately fell asleep. She was already tired from her activities after singing and signing the legal papers of wedding. They have a post-wedding dinner party at the evening. The party was also held in the garden. There was a big dinner table for the guests. The table was decorated with white flowers and white plates with various types of dishes. They all enjoyed the party. At the end of the party, the newlyweds got a honeymoon vacation pass from their parents. It was a 1 week vacation for three of them. The flight time was for the next day. Their parents knew well that without Taekook, they weren't be able to keep Taekook calm, so they decided to give the three of them a little vacation. After a long flight, the three of them reached their destination, Hawaii, in the dream honeymoon place for both of them. They checked into the hotel and went to their cottage villa. They they were all tired and Taekook was already sleeping on her papa's shoulder after freshing up, and three of them laid on the bed cuddled to sleep. The first day they would be lazing around. From the next day they would be visiting places that they should visit. On the third day the newlyweds actually celebrate their honeymoon. They both took a bath together in their already decorated bathroom, and after they both have a hot passionate love night while Taekook was sleeping in the other bedroom with a lot of pillows to avoid her falling from bed. The that night was romantic and would always be memorable, priceless moment for both of their lives. After their love making, they both were sitting on the lounge with the thick comforter one wrapping around the two souls, while Jungkook was leaning on the couch. Taehyung was leaning on Jungkook's chest, sitting in between Jungkook's legs with warm comforter wrapping around them, keeping them warm, gazing at the moon and that was shining brightly in the middle of the sky above huge blue sea. That was their blissful life with their princess, a life that they both dreamed of, a life with that one and only person they loved. While Taehyung was looking at moon, Jungkook was looking at him under the moonlight. His Taehyung was looking so breathtaking. Have I ever told you that you are the most beautiful person I have ever seen in my life? Taehyung looked at him and blushed hard at his statement and intense stare. He doesn't know how, but after all these years, Jungkook still finds a way to make him blush like crazy. Jungkook up his face while caressing cheeks with his thumb and said the most beautiful words, "I love you so much," to the moon and back. Taehyung placed his hand on the cheek while closing their eyes and appreciate the warmth of his husband's touch. "I love you too, so much." They leaned closer and pressed their lips together. As Jungkook was about to deepen the kiss, they heard a loud cry, which belongs to their pretty princess. Taehyung pulled away, holding his laughs. "He is such a party pooper." "Oh, my princess," Jungkook said with a deep sigh and pout. Taehyung burst out laughing while making his way to their princess room. The end. So everyone, how was this small, not so small story? Don't forget to tell me in the comment section. If you have any request, comment it down. I'll try to fulfill it. Okay, and be happy and healthy. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.